some point, the floor drops out from under you, a career crumbles, a relationship fractures, or the sheer speed of daily existence grinds you down until you're gasping for air. But what if the secret to not only weathering these storms, but actually growing stronger from them, was written nearly 2,000 years ago? We're diving into the mind of Seneca, a man who navigated the brutal chaos of ancient Rome and emerged not as a victim, but as a master of his own inner world. His philosophy isn't dusty theory, it's a battle-tested manual for the human soul. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll have a practical framework to forge unshakable mental armor, no matter what modern life throws at you. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Seneca once wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This ancient wisdom cuts directly through the noise of our modern obsession with doing everything at once. We're sold the myth of the multitasker, the person who can juggle 15 things perfectly. But Seneca is telling us this is a lie, and a dangerous one at that. When you try to focus on everything, you end up truly present for nothing. The quality of your work splinters, your attention fragments, and your mind becomes a battlefield. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca's philosophical heir, put it even more bluntly: concentrate on what's in front of you as if it's the last thing you'll ever do. This isn't just productivity advice, it's a spiritual practice. Imagine giving a single task your entire undivided presence, whether it's writing an email, having a conversation, or even washing a dish. This is what the Stoics called prosoche, or attention. It's the foundation of a life lived with purpose. Plato believed that this level of focus allows us to touch a higher truth in our work, to create something that resonates with excellence. The psychological payoff is immense, too. By reducing the cognitive load, we lower our stress and sharpen our decision-making. By practicing this single-minded focus, we aren't just doing things better, we are becoming more centered, more peaceful versions of ourselves. But here's the hard truth. What's the biggest source of your suffering right now? Is it the event itself, or is it the chaotic way your mind reacted to it? Seneca's second lesson is that all the greatest torments are the result of an undisciplined mind. This isn't about suppressing your feelings, which is impossible. It's about taking the reins of your internal chariot, which is the essence of self-mastery. Epictetus, the former slave-turned-philosopher, famously stated that no man is free who is not master of himself. It's a powerful, uncompromising statement. Freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about being so in control of your own responses that no external force can compel you to act against your values. Think of it like this. You feel a flash of anger or a wave of anxiety. That's the impulse, the initial feeling. The Stoic practice is to insert a pause, a space between the impulse and your reaction. In that space, you can choose a response aligned with your best self. This is the golden mean Aristotle spoke of, finding the balance between being completely reactive and being a stone, unfeeling. You start to examine your emotions with reason. Why am I feeling this way? Is this reaction helpful? What does my virtue demand? This inner dialogue is the forge where mental toughness is created. This doesn't mean you're robotic. It means you're a deliberate, thoughtful human, not one at the mercy of every fleeting feeling. Now, this next part might sound grim, but Seneca's third lesson is about the power of anticipation. Rehearse them in your mind: exile, torture, war, shipwreck. This is the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Why would anyone do this willingly? It's not about being pessimistic. It's about inoculation. Just like a vaccine introduces a weakened virus to build immunity, Mentally rehearsing your worst fears diminishes their power. You're effectively removing the element of surprise. If you're terrified of losing your job, don't spiral into helplessness. Prepare, update your skills, build your network, fortify your finances. By doing this, if the worst happens, you're not left reeling. You're already on the move. This practice shifts you from a passive victim of fate to an active, prepared participant in your own life, doesn't it? It's the athlete training in harsh conditions so the game feels easy. By acknowledging life's potential dark turns, we stop being fragile. We become anti-fragile, building resilience for every curveball the world throws at us. This is a cornerstone of Stoic resilience and a powerful tool for reclaiming control. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. The fourth lesson might be the most counterintuitive. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca is pointing to a fundamental truth about growth. We tend to avoid pain. We seek comfort, safety, and the path of least resistance. But what if the path of growth is exactly the opposite? What if we deliberately chose to step into the arena of hardship? Think about it like weightlifting. You don't get stronger by lifting the same light weight every day. You get stronger by progressively overloading your muscles. Your mind and spirit work the same way. This is about voluntarily stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's public speaking, tackling a difficult project you've been avoiding, or even just taking a cold shower. These micro hardships build your tolerance for discomfort. You are resetting your baseline. As you do this, a profound shift happens. You start to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. The pain is no longer the enemy. It's the price of admission for a more resilient and capable self. You prove to yourself, through action, that you are far stronger than you believed. This builds a deep, unshakable confidence. This leads directly to the fifth lesson. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This single sentence is a game changer. The Stoics taught that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. This is the central idea of Stoic psychology. A lost job isn't inherently bad. It's your story about it, a story of failure, shame, and loss that causes the suffering. But what if you wrote a different story? What if you saw a lost job as a necessary ending that creates space for a new beginning? A breakup as a harsh lesson that refines your understanding of love. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's about a clear-eyed realism. It's about reclaiming the power of perception. When you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" you shift from being a victim to being a victor. You take back your agency. This is the moment you realize that the story you tell yourself is the most powerful force in your life, isn't it? We stop blaming the world and start taking responsibility for our own inner world. This is how we move from a life of reaction to a life of intention, creating a narrative we're proud of. Finally, Seneca's sixth lesson is a simple but profound directive. Retire into yourself as much as possible. In our hyper-connected world, solitude is a rare and precious resource. We're terrified of being alone with our own thoughts, so we fill every silence with distraction. But Seneca is telling us that this is a mistake. He's not advocating for hermit-like isolation. He's inviting you to cultivate an inner sanctuary, a place of deep reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this, finding his retreat within himself amidst the chaos of a war camp. This practice is about building a relationship with yourself. It's about exploring your thoughts, examining your fears, and understanding your core values without any external noise or influence. It is in this solitude that we gain the clarity to know what we truly want. We can discern what is truly important from the endless stream of societal expectations. This practice also restores us, making us more present, patient, and empathetic when we re-engage with the world. It's not running away from life, it's sharpening the sword to better engage with it. So, what have we learned from Seneca today? We've seen that Stoicism isn't about being emotionless, it's about being mentally tough. It's about the power of focus, the discipline of self-control, the strength of preparation, the growth found in hardship, the liberation from victimhood, and the clarity of solitude. No person is free who is not master of themselves. This philosophy does not promise you a life without storms. It promises you the strength to stand firm in the middle of them. It offers the tools to transform obstacles into fuel and adversity into advantage. It's about making your mind an unassailable fortress. By practicing these ancient principles, you aren't just surviving, you are thriving. You are building a life of peace and purpose from the inside out. If this journey into Stoic wisdom resonated with you, please do us a simple favor and hit that like button. It helps us continue bringing content like this to you. And if you're ready to forge a stronger mind, be sure to subscribe to MindForge for more deep dives into the philosophy of power and resilience. A man is but what he knows. Thank you for spending this time with us. The path to wisdom is a lifelong pursuit, but every step you take is a step toward a more meaningful, unshakable life. We'll see you in the next one.